Okay, so like I say, my least favorite part of this job are the course policies, and the first one, which I'm just going to read in its total here, refers to plagiarism. Now, I've got a wacky knack for finding plagiarism, so I urge all of you not to do it. Partially because it's my job to urge you not to do it, partially because I am sort of a tough cop on plagiarism, and it's wildly easy to detect. So you're better off putting things in your own words that reflect your own ideas about the material. Even if you don't think you understand it well, you're better off than the automatic failure in the course and additional disciplinary action that's going to be associated with it here. This is straight, and you'll see I've got the footnote on the syllabus as well. The first part of this is straight off the out of the student handbook from Oakland University, and it reads, plagiarizing the work of others. Plagiarism is using someone else's work or ideas without giving that person credit. By doing this, a student is, in effect, claiming credit for someone else's thinking. Whether the student has read or heard the information used, the student must document the source of information. When dealing with written sources, a clear distinction should be made between quotations, which reproduce information from the source word for word within the quotation marks, and paraphrases, which digest the source of the information and produce it in the student's own words. Both direct quotations and paraphrases must be documented. Even if the student rephrases, condenses, or selects from another person's work, the ideas are still the other person's, and failure to give credit constitutes misrepresentation of the student's actual work and plagiarism of another's ideas. Buying a paper or using information from the World Wide Web or internet, always seemed redundant to me, is without attribution and handing it in as one owns work is plagiarism. Right? Now, basically, this is a form of theft, right? And a good chunk of what we're going to be doing in this class is ethics, and ethically, plagiarism is just indefeasible, right? So, I've got a zero tolerance policy on plagiarism. Any student suspected of this form of theft will be automatically passed on to the academic review board, right? That's under the Dean of Students office, and it's basically it's what my contract says I have to do, right? So I'm just going to do what I'm told. Expulsion from the university is possible, suspension, that sort of thing. Other sanctions are extremely likely, and the course policy for this offense is if I find a case of it, you fail. Right? Simple as that. Not the assignment, the course. Right? So I think that's sufficient. Finger wag, finger wag, finger wag. Don't do it. Right? We won't have a problem. And I'm well aware that none of you have done anything. Right? I'm just meeting you. So that's the first policy there on plagiarism. Second policy has to do with the missed assignment or missed exam policy, right? And this is here because I quite frequently receive an email towards the end of a regular semester. So if the semester starts in September, it's the end of November or December that I get an email from one or two students saying, hey, professor, I missed the first midterm way back at the end of September. Can I rewrite that? Well, the answer is no, right? So this policy is here for that reason. In the unfortunate event that you miss an exam or due date due to serious illness or a death in the family, you must notify me via email or by telephone/message with the departmental office. There's somebody there, there's an answering machine, so they'll get your message and they'll forward it on to me. Emails probably more direct and quick. Either before the date and time in question, and that's preferred, or what do I say here? Within 12 hours of the deadline/due date, otherwise you don't get the extension. And again, I believe this is something similar to it, it's just in the student handbook. So I'm just coding school policy at you here. So that's there because I've had problems in the past, and the way that the work for this course breaks down, I can't be grading the first midterm while I'm trying to grade the final exam and compile the grades, and at the breakneck speed that the university wants me to have things submitted as well. So that's for my sake, that's for your sake, because, well, that long ago, probably you're not going to remember the material. Anyway, so everybody benefits from that, right? Now, the email policy here, I just had an experience this afternoon where I emailed somebody and I just hit inbox for about 20 minutes, right? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I tell my students that email isn't an instant form of communication. And you should also note that this also isn't the only class that I teach, and primarily students communicate with me, especially for these online classes, via email. All right. So I don't know how some professors do it with these instant responses to emails, because if I were to, you know, like as soon as I get them, answer every single one of my emails, some days I get 50 or 60 emails. I'd be doing nothing but answering emails. So first off, I'm going to do my best to be as quick as possible with regard to emails. That said, where is it? That said, I from time to time fall behind, so please bear with me. If I have a number of similar questions, what I frequently do is just email everyone, because even the people who aren't asking me the question via email may benefit from the response to the question. I'm not ignoring you, right? But I am just trying to manage my time so that I still have a life while I'm trying to teach this course, because it's I've had some semesters where I spend up to 70 hours a week just responding to emails. And the last thing with regard to this email policy is that the only emails I'm supposed to, by Oakland University's rules, respond to are Oakland University email addresses. Right? So your Gmail, your Hotmail, your Kojiko, your Rogers account, these things. Yeah, I'm not supposed to contractually respond to emails that aren't from an Oakland University email account. Seems dumb to me too, but whatever. It's the rules, and I don't make them. I just follow them. And the discussion board policy, the last the last thing. Please read that over. I've already talked about it with regard to the discussion board. It's a resource for you to use to understand the material, right? Not to ask about the flow of work in this class, what have you, right? So please stay on topic with the discussion board. Now, finally, my grading scheme. This is probably very different than what you're used to. The letter grade to percentage point breakdown. This is just what I'm used to. This is my mental shorthand when I say, well, this is about a B, right? I mean, it's 76.9 to 73%, right? That's just the way, this is what I grew up with, right? So please review that, and don't freak out when you do your percentage point, right? Just figure out what your letter grade is via this sort of grid for your percentage point, and your letter grade is actually what matters. Below there, below this grid that I give you to give the percentage point to letter grade conversion table, there is a conversion table from, this is the one that I get from the office of the registrar at Oakland University, that converts a letter grade into a GPA kind of thing. So an A is still an A, B is still a B, a C is still a C, right? So it's right at the end of the course. I take the percentage point that you've got, convert it to a letter grade, and then that letter grade is converted by this table to a GPA. And all the registrar actually sees is the GPA grade that I give you at the end of the semester. Now, this has been all the boring stuff. I hope we're going to have a really good time looking at some figures that I think are really important to Western philosophy, and welcome.